Hello, and welcome to Hey, I Loved That Movie, the podcast where we rewatch the films we loved when we were younger to see if they still hold up. I'm Dan.
I'm Michael.
And I'm Helena.
And for this episode, we watched Tarzan. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. My neighbour's in upstairs.
Oh my goodness. Aside,
Yeah.
last night, when it was like I said earlier, it was raining so heavily.
We haven't even got to
one
the
point.
film yet. We haven't even got to the film already. Yeah, no, go ahead.
I thought I heard a dog outside.
Oh no.
And I was like, because there was no dogs on the estate, but there at one point someone was looking after a very mischievous husky that kept on worked out how to open the patio door.
Nice. Love a dog.
Locked patio door. And so I was like, oh shit, has a dog got out? Because it sounded like, but no, it was two people having sex. And I only worked it out when instead of moaning, I heard "fuck," and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's
What?
that's not a husky."
Were they still outside?
Well, I don't know because obviously I poked my head out the window to see if I could see a dog, and I couldn't see one. But it was dark, and I was like, and it was pissing it down. I was like, well, unless I'm absolutely certain there's like an injured dog out there, I'm not going to go out looking for one.
It's a different kind of dogging.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess one of my neighbours had the window open.
Yeah.
Oh, two of my neighbours, assumedly.
Yeah, it's getting even wetter.
Anyway, so
Tarzan. I don't know how we can start now. I don't know how we can swing round to Tarzan.
You can cut that then.
fine.
Stick
That's
that at
going.
the end.
That's going at the end. Yeah. No, fuck it. That's the intro.
That derailed us immediately.
I'm sorry, but it has been on my mind.
Yeah, no, now it's on us, so thank you. First of all, fucking told you Tarzan held up.
Yeah,
Fucking told you.
I don't.
Like-
Did any of us disagree? We were just like,
Yes,
well, be
you did.
careful. Oh.
You did,
Just,
you were like,
you know,
wow.
you still have
Yeah.
that worry because we've been burned before.
Yeah. Oh no, I
Right.
was a bit worried going into
Yeah.
this.
Like I had like vague memories of it, but honestly, my main memory of Tarzan is my mum pointing out that you can see the guy hanging at the end.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like-
Clayton.
That
Yeah,
was
that's-
so
Clayton stuff.
brutal.
Like-
but yeah, that's right at the end.
Yeah,
We'll get
like
to
I
it.
vaguely
We'll get to
remember a
Clayton's.
couple of bits. There were some bits as the film went on where I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember that. That's funny." But I didn't have that many like big memories of this film.
No, I think at one point I started watching it, and when I was a kid, we got to the point where Tarzan, cute little baby, that then has his parents murdered, and then I think my mum was like, actually,
Maybe we don't.
maybe not,
Maybe we
or
don't,
maybe I
actually.
was too upset. It was like, I guess film time is over.
It is quite brutal, that opening.
Yeah,
So brutal. I mean, even for like Disney has form for this because it's almost always like, don't be for the love of God, do not be a parent in a Disney film.
Yeah, no, don't.
You're
No.
either evil or dead.
But
I
it's
mean,
very...
they even cut out like a whole sequence of the leopard just killing
Yeah.
his dad.
Like, it's rarely that immediate and like,
Yeah.
visceral.
Yeah, it's bleak to the point of you see the
It's not
bodies
normally
at
like-
some point. It's not look, the
violence
ship-
in
yeah.
front of a baby.
Yeah.
It's not like Little Mermaid or Frozen or whatever. It's like, look, the ship's sunk. You don't see any
Yeah,
of it. The ship's
like
just
it-
gone now.
Yeah.
It cuts away and then it cuts back to them with no parent years later.
Yeah.
This one's like, nah, you get to pretty much watch the child's parents get ripped apart by a leopard. Awful.
And then a ape goes to rescue him.
Yeah. Well, the ape mum, I've forgotten her name. Amazing.
Well, she also has her son,
Yeah.
her baby.
Yeah, just immediately
Eaten.
killed by that leopard as well.
Because you're like, oh, I'm getting into this. This is nice scenery, nice background. Oh, okay, that's cute baby. Oh, okay. I guess we didn't. Good thing I didn't get attached to that baby.
Yeah.
My first two notes for this whole movie is the dad has an impressive stash, and then immediately after that, it's holy shit, the leopard just killed that fucking baby.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah.
Yep.
That's how it goes. It's fucked. But also, my first
yeah.
note for this film is the music fucking slaps.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
The music goes far too hard for this film. It is wild.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, it's incredible music, and it is like this is the best Disney music. Like, this is like the best actual music to come out of Disney. If the song's just released on your own, you'd be like, they're fucking sick.
Yeah, and it's just just a
I don't
song.
know. I didn't find them that memorable.
What? Two Worlds? Spanish Slam in the Camp? They, to be fair, they did release, I think they released the camp one with, I want to say Westlife.
Yeah, is it Westlife?
Might have been Westlife, but the songs are sick, and they go way too hard for the rest of this film.
And I like that its songs are not musical numbers as well.
Well, they wanted it to. It was originally meant to be musical numbers, but then they said one of the writers went, "It's actually ridiculous to think about Tarzan half naked bursting into song." So they were like, "We're just gonna have Phil Collins do the whole soundtrack."
Yeah, I imagine just like a bunch of gorillas doing backing vocals isn't really the
It's not the vibe. It's not the vibe of a film where you've just watched a leopard eat a man.
Yeah.
Not the vibe. But also I like that the and I think that's why this is why the music works so well. The music is the narrator of the film.
Yeah.
And it's so well like integrated.
Yeah, You'll
and
Be in My
paced.
Heart. Now that I've thought about it, it was a very good song, and it did make me tear up a little bit.
Yeah. It's like proper. They do like the montagey over songs, but because the songs are telling the story and it's not just music, it's so good. Anyway, I'm going to stop gush. I just wanted 5 minutes about the music.
I mean, You'll Be in My Heart. It won an Oscar and a Golden Globe for Best Song and a
Nice.
Grammy.
Perfect. It deserves it. They're incredible music.
And the album won a Grammy.
Of course it did. I might just listen to the album of this on its own. It's great. If anyone hasn't seen Tarzan, just for the soundtrack. But also the
But
film.
Little Baby Tarzan, basically, they do a whole little switcheroo thanks to child and parent eater.
Leopard.
The leopard.
What's the leopard called?
Oh, I can't remember.
They did give it a name and I can't
Yeah.
remember.
We'll call it leopard. It's fine.
Yeah.
We're going for the 3-year-old method of naming their first toy.
Yeah,
Leopard.
it's leopard. Yeah.
Look, we can barely remember actors' names that have been in films. We're not going to remember the name of a character with no speaking parts.
No, all it does is growl. Because the mum ape hears like the baby crying at the tree house, and it's like, oh shit, I should go over there. And then walks past a gun on the floor, and I was like, oh, is that going to be a Chekhov's gun? No.
No, it was just a normal gun.
It's just to show that, oh, something's happened here. Someone's had to use that gun already.
I assume that
Reverse
was
Chekhov's gun.
I assume that was cut out.
Yeah, the dad firing while he's being mauled by a leopard,
Yeah,
animated,
I assume that
like
was
completely, whole 10-minute sequence, no cuts.
No.
It's
like-
called Saber or Sabor, Saber,
That
something
makes
like that.
sense.
Yeah.
I like it being French for some reason. Everyone-
Sabor.
Sabor. Is it
Sabor?
Sabor? Anyway, it's very strange in the world of Tarzan. Just to get to like the weird nitpicky stuff we do. Why can he talk to every other animal but can't talk to that leopard or the baboon?
Or maybe the leopard has no interest in
That's true. Maybe
speaking to him.
It's just an
Yeah.
animal.
Maybe the leopard is just rude.
Well, yeah, I was going to say maybe like rather than because it's not every animal that you can speak to, is it? It's just other sort of
Mostly
'cause,
mammals, I think.
He
Mammals.
talks to the a leopard is a mammal, guys.
yeah, monkey, ape,
Yeah.
Elephant,
primate.
elephant.
Yeah, he talks to the elephant too.
Oh yeah,
Talks to
But
an
I
elephant.
think it's more like
Is it
he
only
can just
good animals he can talk to?
understand them, like because he's been
But
around
then-
them a lot, maybe. Because
but
he's
then-
not.
yeah.
No,
Like-
why can't he speak to the baboons?
Because in terms of like him actually speaking, it's
He
not
does
like
speak
he is
to the
actually
baboons.
speaking English to the other animals. It's just that's showing us that they can communicate. Like
Yeah,
When he does communicate with the baboon.
he does communicate.
We-
Yeah, because we don't.
Yeah.
we
just see it from
Jane
Jane's
eyes.
perspective, so he's just doing all.
True.
Yeah.
But I
Grunty
guess
stuff.
I guess the leopard saber Savor, as we're going to call him. I guess you wouldn't want to speak to something you're going to eat because
No.
you don't want to have that connection with it.
you don't want that.
Hey, rabbit!
Like if you,
Come here, little rabbit.
yeah, you wouldn't do that. You just wouldn't.
One of the bits that made me laugh quite a bit for some reason was like right near the start as well, where the mum gorilla like takes the sheet off the baby, and the gorilla goes like, and the baby's just like, and does like the weird confused face.
It's so sweet.
Yeah.
That was
it's
really
so
funny.
sweet.
The baby is incredibly cute.
Baby Tarzan.
And so is baby whatever the like Jimmy Neutron-esque
Oh,
the
Turk.
big
gorilla
Turk.
is. Yeah, Turk.
Turk with the best hair.
Yep, Turk
Yeah.
with the good hair. Rosie O'Donnell.
Rosie O'Donnell, and then they get the elephant as well, who, fun fact relating to an older episode, was going to be voiced by Woody Allen, but then they were convinced him to voice Z in Ants. So
Oh, cool.
we got Wayne Knight
Thank
instead,
God.
and it was much better, and we
Yeah.
didn't have a paedophile in the good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We don't know about the rest of the actors yet.
Yeah, good point, yeah.
You always assume every film you watch there's at least one. That's far too real, I apologise.
Yeah, I
Is
was
that
just looking
libel?
through and I'm like,
It's not liable if it's obviously a joke. Also, it's not picking out anyone in particular. I can't be liable for the whole of Hollywood.
Yeah, good point.
Because I'm right. Like, you can. I am right in that. So yeah, mother gorilla takes baby Tarzan back to the pack. Family? What's a group of gorillas called?
Oh, I cannot remember. Is it a crash?
Is it a crash? Is it one of those weird ones?
it's a troop.
Oh, it's a troop. Troop is less fun.
Or a band?
A band. I guess.
Yeah, only in one scene though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes them back, and then you have like the they grew up together montage.
Yeah.
But the adult, the daddy gorilla
Yeah, Kerchak.
is all like, "You're what
Kerchak.
he won't. Yeah, this like baby that you want to raise, this human won't replace the son that we lost." And she's
Yeah.
like, "I know that," and he's like, "But he'll still be our son." And he's like, "No, he won't ever be our son." And he's all like, real grumpy draws about it.
Yeah, his son was killed, and
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
dealing
no,
with
like-
that. And she went off and just went, "I found this thing.
I found this other one. That'll do.
That'll do."
I did like when she was showing it to all the other mums, and they're all like, "Ugh, ugh." And then Turk is just like, "Yeah, that is one freaky looking baby."
I love Turk. Turk's great. So yeah, they grow up together. Turk is
Mean.
Turk is a bit mean. Well, he's mean in the childish way where he's like, "You don't fit in, so you don't get to play with us."
It was like because he can't keep up. Because I guess obviously gorillas are a lot stronger from a lot younger age,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so he
He
couldn't
literally
keep
can't
up when
keep
he was a kid.
And to like get him to, they just like go and get a hair off of a elephant tail, thinking he'd give up and run away.
Yeah.
Tarzan,
and he
being
just
the
dives.
brave lad he is.
Mm.
Yeah.
So he's
dives
trying
into
to
the
prove
water.
himself.
Tarzan
I
has
felt
a
that
few
belly flop
issues.
when he hits the.
Yeah.
Yeah, his desire to fit in trumping all sort of sense of personal safety and self-preservation.
Tarzan has... This film is about Tarzan and finding his identity.
Mhm.
Because that's
Yeah.
all he's trying to do. He's trying to work out where he fits in.
Yeah.
And it's real
'Cause
sad because he doesn't fit in with the gorillas.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
he's
it
not-
is really sad when he's like a little kid and he's like, "Why am I so different?" And then she's like pointing out all the things that have that are the same, and it's very sweet.
Oh, it's so when he's like, "How many hands do you have? What if you?" Because she says like, "What if you?" Because they get the elephant hair. There's an elephant stampede that destroy the nests, and it's awful. And
Well,
Tarzan's
Kerchak
like,
has to yoink one of the other baby apes out of the way.
Yeah,
And is
Yeah.
like really pissed off that basically if he hadn't done that, then they'd have lost a baby ape. Which is like,
Yeah.
fair enough. But
Yeah.
yeah.
the
100%,
putting
but
it all
ruined.
on Tarzan is harsh.
Yeah, and then Nest was ruined, and they have to rebuild it. But Tarzan, Tarzan's like, "Why am I different? Why does everyone hate me?" And his mum's like, I keep on going to say Nala. It's not Nala. That's the Lion King.
Carla.
Carla. Let's go with Carla.
I'm gonna find out.
He's like, she's
Yes,
like,
it's true. It is Carla. I'm not
yeah,
lying.
Carla.
I'm not guessing. I'm looking at the IMDb
Oh, okay.
page.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. It's going
she's-
close. Yeah.
She's like, "Do you feel that?" And he can hear her heartbeat, and he's like, "Yeah." And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
she's-
She says it's
Yeah.
not what you see; it's what you feel.
Yeah, and she's like, "How many hands do you have?" And he's like, 2. And then the song starts.
Yeah.
And then two families start. It's so well timed. And then we get the montage of him growing up.
Yeah, he grows up into a big muscly man because he's been raised by gorillas. Unlike most people who are trapped in the jungle who become emaciated and probably have scurvy.
Because he was taken in by the gorillas.
Yeah.
And, like, we can have the conversation of what was adolescence like for Tarzan. Was it a confusing time?
Did he want to clap some gorilla cheeks? It's
We
like
can
George
have
of the
that
Jungle.
I mean, they
really.
do sort of quite carefully leave out any sort of gorilla human, like,
It must have been a
sexual
very
chemistry.
hard time for him. Very confusing time. But we do see him learning how to make tools. And I'm not saying that that's connected, but it might be.
Yeah, he finds a watermelon, cuts a hole
I
in
mean,
it.
don't apes, aren't they quite open about masturbation?
Yeah. I feel like, do we want to have
I
this
think.
conversation? Because I will have this conversation, but we have to all be comfortable with this conversation.
Well, I'm just saying, like, maybe it's not as, maybe he's just not got shame. Maybe, you know, it would have been, like, Jane's in for some real surprises.
But he's wearing a loincloth, which I feel like he wouldn't be in like a real setting.
No.
Well,
feel,
yeah,
is that
albeit,
only
yeah.
part of because when the mum found him he was wearing a diaper as well? Like,
I guess she was
Yeah.
like, shame, you have shame.
I mean, it'd be very different if this whole movie was just Tarzan dick out whole time.
Yeah, and also
Whole
aren't gorilla
hog.
dicks slightly more like, or less sort of flopping about and stuff? I
Yeah.
don't know. Like, there could be some practicalities into, like,
It's probably
keeping
more
your
like,
business,
I think it's
like,
like
locked down.
like a dog's one where it's like partly inside them and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not looking up gorilla
No,
willy
no.
for the sake of
none
this
of it then.
podcast. Sorry, guys.
I want to Google. So yeah, there's that conversation that I feel like everyone has. I'm gonna say he probably did at some point try and clap gorilla cheeks.
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you?
Like at some point, we can all come to that. We don't
And
have
like that gorilla girl's probably gonna fancy a bit of strange.
we don't have to talk about it anymore. We don't. We can
Yeah,
leave it
sure.
at that.
Cool, so he makes a spear
he
and
grows
then gets
up
attacked
over the
by
course-
Saber again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he makes.
he grows up over the course of the song.
He makes a sharp rock, and then that becomes his sharp rock
Yeah.
that he turns into a spear. Because he can't keep up with it. He's not as strong as the gorillas, so he'll make tools. It also implies that humans instinctively make tools.
Yeah, well, that's the sort of the same plot as other kid in a Jungle Book.
George of the Jungle. He does Mowgli.
But yeah, humans are.
Fuck did I remember?
We are
Mowgli
actually.
from?
We do instinctively use things.
We
and
do.
develop fine motor skills even as babies. They're always like
But
all those
in,
milestones are to do with like grasping and holding and clutching and reaching for things.
but in the world of gorillas, I guess gorillas also develop. They just don't develop as fine motor skills.
They don't, and there might be some not quite as much developed brain bits.
Yeah.
Top cortex.
Yes.
The one that does the like, if I do this, it leads to this, which can then lead to that and that and that.
Yeah. But he grows up into a dude. He's a
And
guy.
he gets pretty fine, if you don't mind me saying so. I know
Yeah.
it's a cartoon, but yeah.
Yeah, no,
You are going to love when you eventually watch George of the Jungle. Like, I know you weren't here for the episode, but you should watch that.
I've never seen it. I've never seen that. I've never seen George of the Jungle.
It's worth
It's
watching.
good.
It was good.
It's good just for that reason.
You make it sound like it's worth watching just because of how hot
No,
Brendan Fraser is.
It is.
I mean, yeah. It's also really funny, but...
It is
Yeah,
also
I
good.
should watch that.
No, I think this Tarzan was an awakening for
mean, just
quite a
them-
lot of people.
Yeah, those abs
He would be
and that
hench.
jaw.
He would stink, but he would be huge. Just out of like, he swings up. But everyone seems to be able to swing on vines in this film, and I don't know. If it's difficult, but I assume it's a lot harder than this film makes it out to be.
Yeah,
Well, I
I've
guess it
never
implies
tried.
that he's been doing it for years.
But Jane, later on also just swings on a vine like it's nothing.
Yeah, but she just does one quick swing on
I
the
feel
vine,
like
doesn't
that's
she?
still difficult. I feel like number one, vines aren't that strong. And also, that's a lot of upper body strength.
Yeah, well, it feels like maybe some vines are and some vines aren't, and unfortunately, there's only really one way of finding out.
No, that is true. And we find out what it goes wrong.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
So yeah, he's just about doing gorilla things.
Yeah, they get attacked by Saber again. He manages to kill Saber using the spear.
The spear, his sharp stick.
Kerchak seems like his masculinity is like threatened by it, but then Tarzan goes up to him and he's like, "No, I did this for
to protect
everyone."
the thing."
This film's about to bond, and then you hear a gunshot.
This film is about toxic masculinity. This is a film about Tarzan discovering himself and toxic masculinity. Because it comes up later. And it's
nature versus nurture as well.
Yeah, but it comes up later as well. Toxic. It comes up again. But yeah, they hear a gunshot, which Tarzan has the amazing ability to replicate any sound he hears.
Yeah, he can copy things really well.
It isn't like a human skill.
No,
that's just something Tarzan can do. I imagine he's a great singer. I imagine he does all that practice making all those animal noises. I imagine he has quite fine control over his voice.
Well, he does do the
yeah. Oh, he can belt.
He'll have after he leaves the jungle, he'll have a side job doing animal noises for animated movies.
For the animated film Tarzan.
Yeah.
So they go off, find...
Yeah,
he goes off.
I like how when he finds the shell of the bullet, he acts like a gorilla and he's like sniffing it and then licks it.
Yeah, it is really cool how like he's animated as a very... He's very gorilla-y in his movements and everything.
Yeah, because this is where we get to see... I've forgotten the character's name.
Clayton. Voiced by Brian Blessed.
Brian Blessed being his least Brian Blessed.
Yeah, who provided the Tarzan yell because the other guy couldn't do it.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But he's his least Brian Blessed in this. Like, if you weren't...
Yeah, he's not obtuse.
If you weren't, like, properly paying attention, you wouldn't really notice.
No.
But
I didn't know it was Brian Blessed until, like, credits.
Yeah. So he plays Creighton, a dude. He's an awful hunter.
Yeah,
he's
very
a hunter.
Trigger happy.
He's hired by this
Jane and her father.
Yeah, zoologists.
Because they just want to find gorillas. They just want to have.
Sorry, Archimedes is his name.
Yeah, it's Archimedes Porter, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just want to observe.
They want an escort and protection because obviously it is dangerous in the
sort
jungle.
of leopard. Yeah.
In case their children get turned into. But yeah, they're just there to like find and observe the gorillas.
Yeah, they just want to see them in situ.
Because I think this is like, when is it set? Is it like late 1800s or so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1880s.
So this is like around. Yeah, this is when it was still interesting.
Yeah, they're like, oh shit, we can go see some gorillas. Animal
welfare wasn't at the top of everyone's list of things to care about.
Yeah.
Oh no, like if you have a gun you can shoot a gorilla and take one home. Like it was not like regulated. It's like, and if anyone gets in your way, like you're white, you'll be fine.
There's a reason certain animals are endangered. And it's a lot around this time period.
Yeah.
When they were just kind of shooting whatever. But before climate change did a lot more damage. This was kind of the kickstart of the... It's going to kill everything.
Yeah. That's when we were fucking them up, and then this is when we've really fucked them up. Yeah. But yeah, Jane's like a really good sketcher as well, so like...
She's an artist because she's a rich kid. She's a rich kid, and real rich kids have time to learn how to draw.
Yeah, and she draws a little baby monkey, and then it turns out that it's baboons, but sort of baboons mixed with mandrills, and they look terrifying.
Yep.
And he really wants the drawing, and she's like, she shows it to him, and he's like, it's so sweet. He's like, oh, I really like that.
Yeah, but she wants it back.
And she's like, no, I would
She sort of wandered off while Clayton and the dad have gone to do something else.
Yeah. Personally, I would let the monkey take the picture.
Yeah,
I wouldn't try and fight a wild animal. But this film kind of teaches you a bad lesson of approaching animals.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Do not ever assume that gorillas are even remotely friendly.
No, not at all.
They will beat the shit out of you.
And like, if you see a wild naked guy in the woods, don't approach him.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, she is horrified. She is trying to run away from him as much as he's trying to save her.
That's true. Maybe call someone if you see some guy in the woods like that.
Yeah.
Maybe don't wander off on your own in a
Jungle.
yeah, in an
Dangerous
African jungle.
Yeah, it's a bad place to be.
With nothing. It's not like she has a pack
She
with her.
has an umbrella.
She's in a dress.
I don't know why she's in a dress.
It's the 1880s.
I feel
What's she
like...
going to do? Wear trousers? Don't be ridiculous.
That's true, women can't wear trousers. It's bad for them. But yeah, so they get chased by baboons.
Yeah, Tarzan rescues her.
Swinging on a vine.
Yeah. The bit where he's like got his legs either side of a stump and catches her and the stump opens and you just see him go like...
Yep. And like he like grabs her mid-swing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he looks up at her and goes like, ah! And it was like, she'd see up his loincloth. But yeah, I don't know. This film's just good. I just got hit with that.
Fun. Yeah.
This film is
So
just
you meet,
good
yeah,
fun.
Jay, obviously. I mean, do people need us to explain the plot of Tarzan?
No, probably not. Like, we can get to the good bits.
the bit of the, obviously he can't communicate with it, but he communicates with the baboony.
It just tells him to go away,
whatever's.
really.
And gets her to give him the piece of paper, and he gives it to the baby, and then the other baboon's like, fine, I'll go now that I've got my baby. It's like, and don't you ever come near me or my son again.
Yeah, they all leave, and then he starts copying what Jane's saying.
Yeah, so he thinks he can talk, because she says hello, and he says hello.
Do you think he's learnt that from, like, parrots?
No,
but I guess no.
It's more like a monkey see, monkey do. Like, he's trying to...
Yeah, he's mimicking her in the same way that he mimics, like, everything else.
Yeah.
Because whenever he hears...
That's how he's learnt to talk to other animals and that, isn't it? He just mimics them.
Whenever he hears a new noise, he mimics it. The gunshot, he mimicked it. He hears Jane talk, he mimics it.
Yeah.
Because he changes his voice to be more like hers. Which isn't, again, it's impressive. Could make a good singer, I think. They go back to Clayton, and Clayton tries to kill him. And her dad's like, really interested?
It's sort of during all the gorillas find the camp, and they're just like,
they have a little jazz party. It's a good song as well. But yeah, it is cringy the way they just absolutely destroy everything.
Yeah, they're gorillas.
Well, yeah, obviously, but it's just like they're like plink plonk 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 smash.
Is that if you went back and saw that happening and saw gorillas making music, I don't know how I'd respond to that.
I'd probably look at the water I was drinking and then have a sort of cautious sniff of it.
It's the Little Mermaid thing again, where weird things happen and your immediate reaction is, there's something wrong with me.
My reaction would be, damn, we've got a new thing for the Cadbury's advert.
Yeah. Like my reaction is like, clearly this is something happening in the universe. Yeah.
No, I'm far too rational. I'd never enjoy a whimsical Disney experience.
You'd be far too worried about your own...
Yeah, I'd be like, oh my goodness, I've been drugged. What's going on?
I'd want to join
Do I need to go to hospital? Should I just call my GP? Do I have to give a urine sample? Oh, but I've already gone for a wee. What do I do? Oh, okay. What if I get heart palpitations? What if I'm on medication? They probably didn't know that I was on medication when they drugged me, so...
And there's me just going, she'd just joining in with them.
You're just like, I didn't know that monkeys could dance.
I'm joining in. I want to see if they'll let me join them. This is how I befriend the gorillas, guys. The band. Guys, they're the gorillas. They get back. Tarzan meets Clayton. Clayton is an arsehole.
Yeah, he just tries to shoot him.
Just tries to kill him. And they're like... Jane teaches Tarzan how to be a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Tarzan...
Another weird learning montage.
Yeah, well, Tarzan wants to be... This is the first people he's seen.
Yeah.
So he wants to, like, be a person. He knows he's found, like, who he's meant to be. And he thinks
finally
it's
understands those urges.
Maybe he's realised why he never quite wanted to get that gorilla...
What, Gussie?
Action. Yeah, the Gussie.
Oh, that's the worst one. I think that's the worst one I've heard.
And he's like, yeah, I actually prefer my women shaved.
But we get a second education where she's teaching him how to speak.
And it seems to be for like a trade-off where he's going to then introduce them to the gorillas.
Yeah, the band.
Yeah.
He knows them.
Just listen to this, okay? It's sick. And if you're into animation, oh my goodness.
He's like, I know them. I can like get you to know the band.
It's because he used to be in Blur with the two of them.
Before his parents got eaten by a leopard, of course.
Yeah, of course.
He's a very accomplished baby.
He really, really was like on his way in the industry.
He was the baby on the front of the Nirvana album.
He was. Why do you think? Why do you think those the gorillas had such good timing and musical flair? He's been teaching them. He was like, I want to reform the band. I want to reform the gorillas, but with
that does sound like the start of like a pretty cheesy Dr. Dolittle-esque situation where it was like, I want to reform the band, but all I have is I don't have any band members. All I have is gorillas.
All I have is these 3 chipmunks. Whatever will I do?
Yeah. Oh, those films. We're gonna watch those films at some point. The Nightmare, Alvin and the Chipmunks.
I think I've seen one of them, but it's like a real fever dream-esque blur. I couldn't tell you for anything that happened in it.
It was a bizarre time in the world when Alvin and the Chipmunks covers were everywhere.
Yeah, that's something I don't miss.
I don't. But I want to bring it back. Let's bring back the Glee covers. Let's bring back the Alvin and the Chipmunk covers, guys.
Yeah, there's going to be an Alvin and the Chipmunks cover of this podcast episode.
Has Glee stopped yet?
Glee stopped ages ago. That guy died.
Yeah.
I know he died, but he was from like the first season. I didn't know if they were still making them or not.
No, they made like a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
I know it carried on well past the point that I was interested in watching it.
15 seasons of it.
Oh, bloody hell.
It's a ludicrous amount. It's insane. And it was never good.
No, it wasn't.
And they just kind of started throwing... And then the guy that made it got bored and make American Horror Story. But Tarzan.
Anyway, yeah, Tarzan.
So he gets to know Jane. Jane's like, lovely.
Yeah.
He's
Jane.
Like crushing on her pretty hard as well. Yeah. And she is like crushing on him a lot. To the point where when she first draws him, her dad is like, do you want me to leave you alone with the chalkboard? Which was great. Their relationship is really sweet.
I love how open the dad is.
Yeah. And he's so excited and just thrilled that he gets to be there and thrilled that she's excited too. And
yeah, I'm glad they made Clayton a separate character and not the dad, because they could have just made him her dad.
Yeah. And then it would be like a Pocahontas in reverse kind of situation.
Yeah, whereas this feels nicer.
Yeah.
Because he promises to take her to the gorillas, the band. After the helping him, and then he's hesitant.
Yeah, he knows that they'll be scared, and obviously he knows that Kerchak can't be there.
Yeah, Kerchak will not be happy. So doesn't he just take her to see his mum?
Yeah, but
no.
Oh no, but
he gets the bit at the start is cute considering what's coming, but Kerchak gets distracted chasing after.
That's it.
Turk and the elephant,
who
are wearing her clothes, or rather, like Turk's wearing the dress, and then the elephant's trunk is wearing the her dad, like Archimedes, like explorer's hat and stuff.
Yeah, so Kerchak goes chasing after him, and Tarzan introduces the people to...
Yeah, it's because the boat's going to be coming soon, so they can leave, and Clayton kind of tricks Tarzan into actually showing them where the gorillas live.
Yeah, he says like, oh, Jane would be so happy.
She'll stay if she knows there's gorillas here.
And because Tarzan... Because, she asked Tarzan if she wants to leave with them.
Yeah.
And he's like, go tomorrow, come back today. And Jane's like, no. No, you come, we can stay in England. He's like, absolutely. He makes the correct decision to not come to England.
In the 1880s,
yes. I mean, even now.
Yeah.
He would have a hell of a time getting into England now. Could you imagine?
Well, yeah.
They'd have to... They'd call it the one big boat.
Shit. Yeah.
The big
African immigrant trying to come over to the British Channel, you know.
Doesn't even know how to dress
and he was
properly.
given a mansion by the government, and he doesn't even have to work for it.
Yeah, and he's yet somehow still stealing jobs.
Yeah.
And
all of them,
all those
but only
imitators and voice actors that are now out of work because he can do bird noises so much better than them.
Yeah.
And he's only stealing the jobs of the people that don't have jobs to begin with, so don't forget that.
Guys, we are politically neutral on this podcast.
Since when?
That's fine.
Have you been listening?
So he shows them a parent. Imagine like being introduced and he's like, "This is my mother," and Jane's like, "Fuck, how'd that happen?"
Fuck, evolution's fast, isn't it?
The fuck is...
Well, at one point, like her dad calls him the missing link.
Yeah.
Which is like, well, no, he's obviously not. He is very obviously human.
Well, that was basically like Bigfoot.
Darwin's theory, wasn't it? Was a thing out there that was somewhere between human and ape.
Yeah, and there's plenty of evidence for that.
Yeah,
with like Neanderthals and everything. It's just that what happens is we were very good at killing off.
Yes, we didn't like anything else. But
anything else that was sort of.
So I know someone believed that there was something like alive that was somewhere between. There was like that state of in between. I imagine briefly, but I swear I remember reading someone in like the 1800s.
Yeah, they would still think that kind of thing existed. Yeah,
was like that.
Yeah, it was quite a new theory.
Yeah, it was like big hunt, go and find the missing
link.
link.
Find Bigfoot.
Yeah, well, it was like this idea was like, well, there's monkeys at sort of every stage, and then there's a gap, and then there's humans.
Yeah,
where's the missing link?
Yeah,
because they've got to exist for this theory to work. And it's like, well, actually, no, they don't. If you think about how horribly violent humans are.
Yeah, I swear, like, to be fair, if you saw Tarzan, and like as an actual person, he'd be huge, right? Like he'd be massive and so muscular.
But also I guess quite wily, that stringy muscular.
Yeah,
realistically, because like food wise,
he needs to be light as well.
Yeah, like he's not really going to have been bulking up on protein shakes.
And I doubt he'd shave.
No, he'd probably be hairier than he is in this film.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird that they went for the no beard look.
I guess it makes him look younger, and it makes like I don't know, beards at this point were like you were either old or evil.
And I guess a stubble's quite hard to animate.
Yeah, it would have just made him look like dirty. So yeah, actually seeing a Tarzan, you'd be like, and at like the 1800s, you'd be like, that's something in between.
Yeah,
that's a that there is a missing link. At which point, her dad's very okay with her being in love with the missing link. He's like, yeah, that's fine.
I think I think they must realise he's not once he starts to learn all the human stuff very quickly.
Yeah, that's true. And the fact that he taught some apes how to be musicians.
Yeah.
That's a very human
did he
thing.
teach them, or were they just born with that knowledge?
That's even weirder. That's even more wild of a discovery that like gorillas are just musically minded.
Yeah, that's why they formed that band.
That's true. Oh man, but yeah. So
yeah, well,
Kerchak comes back.
Clayton like marks her on the map, but then Kerchak comes back, and Tarzan kind of protects the others from him, but ends up nearly killing him with like a chokehold.
Yeah, it's so brutal how he actually like you like. I'm expecting to see a bit of wrestling in a Disney movie, but here it is a very obvious chokehold. Like he's trying to suppress him. The only because he's not gonna get him by strength, is it? It's just like if he can get him suffocated enough, he can get them down, give them time to escape. Because they're delighted because initially they just see Carla and she's like, Tarzan, she has the Tarzan, what the fuck are you doing kind of look on her face.
Yeah.
And he's kind of trying to be like, it's okay, but we see it from Jane's perspective, so he's talking kind of ape. Yeah.
And it's cool that like there is no reason for Tarzan to distrust anyone. Because Jane's obviously okay, her dad's okay, and he doesn't distrust Clayton. He wants to be Clayton at this point.
Yeah, he's not learned that you can't just trust anyone.
Clayton's an arsehole.
And it's weird because you think that someone who grew up as a very vulnerable single of their species would be much more hypervigilant.
I think he wants to be, because Clayton's the first person he's met that looks like him. Like Jane doesn't look like him.
Yeah.
Jane has other bits. but like Clayton is the same as him, so I imagine at that point he just wants to be Clayton. He wants to learn.
I don't think he doesn't
Clayton.
really understand the gun.
Not at all. So he's not as afraid of it as he should be. And yeah, so Clayton marks the thing on the spot, and they have to leave because of Kerchak.
Yeah. And then Carla shows Tarzan the treehouse where she found him. And I was fully expecting just to see like skeletons in there of the parents.
Oh god.
You don't see that, which is alright.
He's like, oh.
And she just says, I just want you to be happy whatever you decide.
Yeah.
Because she'd never told him about the fact that how she found him, I guess.
Yeah.
No, I can't imagine. I don't know why she would. It's a lot longer of a conversation than I think. And like, she might not know what happened. It's entirely possible that like, these are the first people that she's ever met.
Yeah, but I think you can say, "Oh, look, I saw gruesome, rotting corpses."
No, but like she wouldn't know like what they are. So when she saw like Clayton and everything, she went, "Oh, that's who he is then."
Yeah, but it's not quite as in the Jungle Book. They're very much like, "And you're a man."
Yeah.
And like obviously he's raised by wolves. Is it in the Jungle Book? And like so. You can't, like you'll always be a. You're a man, and you'll always be a man, and you've got this horrible, destructive nature.
Yeah.
In this, it's not really clear.
People
like because there doesn't seem to be other. The family is shipwrecked, aren't they? So you kind of are led to believe that they're really the only humans there.
Yeah, which is why I think she doesn't tell him, because it's well, I don't know how to explain what you are to you. You're clearly something different, but you're not. She doesn't know what he is.
Yeah.
Until Clayton and Jane turn up, and then she's like, "You're whatever they are.
You're one of them ones.
You're one of them."
Yeah.
And then she's like, "You can go. We won't.
Yeah.
We won't blame. You found
she's
your
like,
people
I'll always love you."
Yeah.
And she's like, you know, the choice is yours.
Yeah. So Tarzan's like, well, I'll go with Jane. It's where I belong.
Yeah.
And he takes a minute longer than them getting onto the ship, and then when he gets up, he realizes that it's a trap, and they're all getting kidnapped, and.
Yeah, Clayton's gone after the gorillas.
Yeah, Clayton just wants the gorillas because he'll get £300 per gorilla.
£300 sterling for each gorilla, which I think at that point is a lot of money.
Yeah,
that is a lot of money.
Yeah, so Tarzan's like, I need to go save the gorillas because Clayton takes down Kerchak.
Caged, and then Tantor and Turk go after the boat, and that's how they rescue. They get Tarzan out of the boat by just a big elephant and a gorilla rescuing them.
Yeah.
Because he makes a really pained sound. Like he's so frustrated, he just he does his Tarzan scream, but sad Tarzan scream, not proud Tarzan scream.
Tarzan scream, in brackets, sad.
Yeah.
And Turk's like, I'm not going to help him. He can help himself. He can go and find the people because Turk's hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Turk's going to miss his best friend.
Yeah, and the elephant's like, the fuck is wrong with you, Turk? Who the fuck? This is your friend. Go and help your friend. Shut the fuck up and get on my back. And they save the day, and then, he goes back to stop Clayton from capturing.
Yeah. Like, he's just, like, firing flares off, and they start capturing all the gorillas. And then Tarzan comes in with a stampede.
Yeah, and they capture the baboons.
Yeah.
The baboons come and help because they like Jane after she did the nice picture of the baby.
Because, again, bad lesson to teach. If you give something to a baby baboon, it won't mean the adults like you. She saves Carla.
Yeah.
She, she swings on a vine. Never done that before. Perfectly fine. She saves Nala, and then, the baboons are like, protect her. It's so cool.
Yeah.
But then Clayton shoots Tarzan and then shoots Kerchak as well.
Yeah. And Tarzan, escaping, trying to get him away.
Kerchak?
Yeah. Because it starts to storm, and then Tarzan, smashes the gun so he can't use it anymore.
Yeah. And he pulls out a knife.
Yeah.
And tries to... They're, up in a tree, and he's trying... And, I feel like this is burned into so many kids' memories. Cause
this is so
really
much
brutal.
darker than I thought it was. I remember
you expect them to fall into a pit and you just assume they've died, maybe eaten by piranhas or something, but you don't see it.
I remember the shadow on the rock in the background. But I don't remember just the full-on snap of the vine as he
Yeah, he probably Gwen Stacy's himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's like trying to fight Tarzan and like falls into the vines.
Yeah,
and Tarzan's like, oh, stop. So he's like cutting loads of the vines, but he's trapped in them.
To get closer and closer, and Tarzan's
one
like
around his neck.
Yeah, Tarzan's like, wait, and yeah,
which shows like Tarzan is so much better than him.
Yeah,
he's like, he doesn't want him to die. He just wants him to not fight him.
Well, there's a point. Full of rage.
There's a point where, like, earlier on, and again, this brings up the toxic masculinity, and, like, Clayton's like, when Tarzan picks up the gun and aims at him, Clayton's like, do it, shoot me, show me you're a man, shoot me. Tarzan doesn't understand those social standards of what a man is.
No, he just makes the gunshot noise. Because he doesn't know how it works.
But also, he doesn't care about, like, being a man.
Yeah.
No, he just wants to be liked by Daddy Ape.
Yeah, he doesn't know what the social construction of man is. He's an ape boy. He's an ape dude. You don't understand your social constructs. It's already used toxic masculinity against him. Anyway.
So he's dead.
He does try to help him. We see Clayton snap his neck on a vine.
Oh God! And you don't see him. You hear the They don't actually show him hang himself.
No, well, they do. See the vine snap tight, and then as Tarzan lands and the lightning goes, you just see the body like on the rock in the background. It's just the shadow.
It's
real dark.
And I
assume
they just leave him there.
Yeah.
That's like baboon food.
Take him down. Yeah.
Well, what are they going to do? Bury him? Like.
Yeah, you'd just be like, well, I guess that's up there now.
Yeah.
Well, it's. I'm sure it'll be nibbled at soon enough.
Yeah. The bits will slowly fall off, and then it will feed the jungle.
And Kerchak dies, but before he dies, he's like, "You're the leader now.
You are my son," and Tarzan's like, "This is what I always want."
Yeah, he's like, I'm really, Tarzan's like, "I'm so sorry," and he's like, "No, I'm sorry, like, for taking this long to realize that you are part of the family,
part of the band."
Part of the family.
Yeah, part of the band.
You are my fellow DJ.
Jane and her dad leave.
Yeah,
and her dad's like, "You should stay."
Yeah, she's not too sure, and then her glove flies off back to Tarzan. And then even
she's all like, I can't possibly. She's trying to be all sensible about it. And like, England's my home.
I'm needed in England. He's like, you're a woman in the 1800s. They don't.
No, you're fucking not.
You're probably better here. Like, at least this guy. While you may be the only woman he's ever met that's a human, like, you still got better chances.
Probably better off here, really.
Yeah, and then he's like, you know what? Fuck it, I'll stay too. I'm gonna third wheel my daughter and her hunky piece of man.
Does he stay?
Yeah, he does.
The dad stays as well. He turns to the guy taking him back to the ship, and he's like, "Just say we got lost in the jungle. It happens all the time."
He jumps off, and I love her dad. Her dad's amazing.
I mean, he'll be in heaven like as soon as he's accepted by the gorillas, which is like straight away.
Yeah,
he's Disney film.
He's also like Tarzan's the gorilla in charge now.
Yeah, he's the alpha. Now he gets to clap all the gorilla cheeks.
Oh God, yeah, I don't think Jane's realised that bit. Yeah.
Oh, it is sweet. I love this film.
It's very cute. It's
and two worlds plays again.
Yeah, and he does his big yell.
Happy yell.
Gorilla, Tarzan yell.
It's, brackets, happy ending.
Yeah.
Close brackets.
It's so sweet.
It's really pretty as well. Like that's one thing I wasn't sure it was going to be. After like The Little Mermaid was quite disappointing. With like obviously Under the Sea we said looked nice, but a lot of the animation wasn't great, and there was a lot of like weird inconsistencies with size and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas this, I think obviously the backdrop being an African jungle definitely helps.
Yeah, but it looks nice. Like
this was like what, more than 10 years after
The
Mermaid, so it's gonna look better. But the style is so like fluid and nice,
and they're stylized. Like the characters are stylized, but they aren't hideous.
Yeah,
as we've seen with other like animated people, and they do have that Disney look about them. But like Tarzan's very stylized with his absolute cut body and jaw
Dorito
for days.
jaw.
Yeah.
It's just like it's a masterclass in like good animation.
Yeah.
All the swinging from the vines and
but like
all the movement and the fluidity in it is fantastic.
Yeah, it's incredible.
There's a few scenes where it's like a little rough around the edges, where you can sort of it's very much background with animated characters on top.
Yeah, but you still get films like that. Like that's just traditional animation.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that sometimes like the scenes where it's everything's moving.
Yeah.
Are beautiful. So.
Yeah, it's good. I feel like we don't have to ask whether this film stood up.
Yeah, I was pleased with it. I think
it just definitely.
I think I've seen it before, but I think once only, and I have definitely seen Tarzan and Jane.
Oh yeah,
the sequel.
The weird sequel, yeah. Because I was like, in my head, I was like, and then she's gonna stay, and then we have the whole bit where they're in the jungle together as a couple,
and then
I was like. That's. I watched approximately 30 seconds of that because someone was using Disney Plus to watch Tarzan, so I couldn't watch it on Disney Plus. So I was looking for like another legitimate way of watching it, and I was like, oh, it's on YouTube. That's weird. And no, it was Tarzan and Jane.
Direct video.
And oh my goodness, the animation plummets. The quality plummets. It's so funny. I was like, this is so much worse animated than I could possibly have imagined. And then I was like, oh, it's not like...
It'd be funny if you came into this having watched the entire wrong movie.
It's going to happen at some point. Part of me was like, shit, is there another Tarzan movie that this could have been like? Have they done a live action one? And they have, but 2 recently.
Yeah.
Is it a TV show or is it a film?
There is a TV show.
There's so many Tarzan adaptations. This is the only one that's only called Tarzan as well. Everything else is called like Tarzan Fuckhead of the Jungle or something.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably Disney's Vice-like.
Yeah.
They did do a Disney TV show called
Okay.
like Tarzan something of the Jungle. It was
I
good.
think I've seen that as well. I think that was on Sky at my friend's house when I was a little kid.
It was good. From memory, it was good. It wasn't the top tier Lilo and Stitch.
Do you think it's going to be as political as the peace treaty signing in episode 1 of the Little Mermaid TV show?
God, I hope so. I hope it's like overtly political.
Yeah.
But I don't think we have to say. I think we all agree that this is still a good film.
It is a good film.
It's sweet, and I think if you're a parent going to show your kid this film for the first time, just watch them totally gloss over the gruesome deaths.
Yeah, as a kid, you don't understand what's going on. Yeah.
Sometimes I think kids need that little bit of like, what happened? You need that. Kids need dark stories sometimes.
And then you teach a kid
kids are just weirdly accepting of it because they're sort of...
You don't fully grasp what's happened.
Yeah. So you're just like, oh, that is sad.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, his parents are dead. And you're like, yep. And like, abstract, they kind of understand that it means that they're not going to be in the movie. But yeah, I don't know. Just be prepared for that. I think the first time I watched it, I was too young. By the sounds of things, because I do not remember anything past the parents dying. Yeah.
Out of 10. How many gorilla cheeks is Tarzan?
I was going to say, I'll give this 8 gussies out of 10. Reluctantly. Yeah, it's great. It doesn't really have any nostalgia for me. But it's a good Disney film.
It's an amazing Disney film.
Yeah, the music was good. It's not as stuck in my brain and life-changing as it was for you. But yeah, the songs are good for Disney films as well. And just good for songs, I guess.
Yeah.
Apart from, obviously, the one thing that has aged it a little bit is the Westlife doing the outro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but besides that, it's still good. Yeah, I think I'd agree. I'd give this Tarzan Yell brackets 8 close brackets. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was like, lovely animation. Like, it went by really quick as well.
Yeah.
Like, which is normally a good sign. But yeah, no, I enjoyed watching it. Like, I had that tiny bit of nostalgia for it, but not enough to be like really like glued to, oh my god, this movie was my childhood. Like, I definitely seen it a couple of times, but easily not in like 20 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I watched The Jungle Book a hell of a lot more than this, so I think that's probably my kid raised by X.
Yeah.
nostalgia film.
Yeah, mine was George of the Jungle for that.
I think we all have like a jungle-based. I like that we all have a jungle-based childhood film.
Yeah.
Because like I'm gonna give this 9 accidental character suicide deaths on screen out of 10 because I get that 1 extra point for nostalgia because this was one of my childhood films. This was one of the big ones and one of the few like kids films that I was like I really want to watch again that wasn't Alien.
Yeah, a guy hanging himself is nothing. You're
it
fine.
was it really was
cool
at that point.
Not only did you fully comprehend, like you accepted and were not bothered by it.
Yeah.
You're just like, I hope these baboons rip them apart, like in my favourite movie, Alien.
But it was this and Hercules were like my 2.
Yeah.
I feel like your parents had to explain, when they were explaining how babies were made, they had to explain that no, they don't tear out of the chest of the mother.
I was too old for that. I wasn't like watching Alien when I was like 4. I was watching Alien like when I was like 12.
Oh, okay, so
yeah, that's a bit more reasonable.
Yeah, 8 to 12, like
Sorry, I imagined you there with like your pom bears and sucking your thumb watching Aliens. Like
that was when I was watching Watership Down by mistake.
Oh gosh, okay, yeah.
I need to go to therapy. But yeah, I watched this in Hercules, and Hercules also has a banging soundtrack.
Yeah, Hercules is good.
Also great.
Hercules was another one that I missed out. I think because there's no princess.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
and
we'll do Hercules soon. We've got a guest that wants to do Hercules as well. So.
Oh, sizzle.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 with the nostalgia.
Nice.
Lovely.
Well, I mean, ending on a high note for
once.
It is always nice. I've been Dan.
High note.
I've been Michael.
And I've been Helena.
Helena, we're not doing the Chipmunks episode.
Did you just do a Tarzan scream in brackets high note?
Yeah.
Well, great. You can find us on Twitter for now. We're on Threads as well too. Instagram and TikTok at HiltonPod. That's at HILTM We're on Discord as well. Come and tell us which person raised in jungle you were raised on.
Yeah, which film in jungle you were raised by.
Yeah. And we also have a Patreon where you can support the show. We've got some bonus episodes that come out every month. What special thing are we doing for the Patreon this week?
Look, I'm not gonna say
therapy film. Michael,
I was thinking more of what if we find a child? Hear me out.
Oh no. Oh god.
I just wanted to go and look at some gorillas at the zoo.
What if we find a child and like a group of gorillas?
Oh, this is basically what we did for Ice Age, but not cold.
but warm.
Oh, so
Tarzan,
Ice Age,
warm
but
Ice
monkey.
Age.
But we need to find that one just age. We need to
can we
find
get the Ice Age kid and the Tarzan kid to fight? See who
No,
wins.
they are friends. They are good friends. They're very good buddies, okay?
Well, they have to be. They've got no one else to fight.
Yeah, just kidnap a child, put with some gorillas, see what happens. Hopefully we get a Tarzan.
What happens is the gorilla gets shot and then we all worship him on the internet for years.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it'll become a...
Yeah, it'll be...
But that's what we're going to do with... That's what we're going to do with your Patreon money. I apologise. But it can't be stopped now. The wheels are in motion.
You've given us money. We're going to the zoo and throwing a child in that enclosure.
Oh god. I think that is just murder.
My friend works at the zoo with the gorillas too. I'm sure we can get through this.
Oh, we can get in. We have an in, guys.
Yeah.
Murder by gorilla.
Is it manslaughter or gorilla slaughter?
We're not killing the gorillas.
No, but the gorillas might kill the child. I don't know, because Harambe wasn't going to kill the child, but they were like...
You don't know that.
Well, yeah. Just shoot him anyway.
You've fallen for that Harambe propaganda. He was innocent.
I was indoctrinated.
I was thinking, why don't we bring back the Chipmunks and do You'll Be in My Heart Chipmunks edition?
Yes. And we do
if Chipmunks or Glee, but I think there's enough
Tarzan
death
soundtrack
on our podcast.
Whole Tarzan soundtrack. Chipmunk
performed by Chipmunks. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, Chipmunk.
That can be our stretch goal.
Yeah.
Child murder first. Yeah. Stretch goal. Very doable song remake.
Yeah, the Chipmunks can perform at the funeral.
You've got to...
Oh my! I don't think I could think of a less appropriate song.
Tarzan, that's my one.
Helenarzan.
Nope, I can't do it.
Tarzan Michael.
Yeah, don't work, does it?
Just terrible.